Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now on 2nd and 13, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. 23 yards the pickup there.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Check. Fresh now.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
After the sack on first down, Cousins, he'll rifle this one deep right side. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 18-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Check three. Kill. Wait. No.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Kill. Watch the safety creep.
Here's the first carry for Dwayne Washington. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Check 31. Jim. 12.
So here we go on 4th down with Breeze. And Ginn's got it. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissue. And they'll They'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And Matthews has it right side. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
He's checking. X3. 218. Chopper. Shoot. 13. Mike 5-4.
Now Breeze. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult pull to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Play action now. Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side.
Here we go.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook. 49 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing now is Breeze. And this is hauled in by Matthews. 16 yards, a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Right there. 54 Mike.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Looking for Gannon, it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Cousins gives way to Cook. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. Well, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And complete right side to Cook. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On 1st down, Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
You're good, you're good. I'm full, ready.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. Left side, caught by Matthews. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to carry the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll make it 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now Breeze. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Just like that. You're good, you're good. I'm full, ready.
Kamara trying again. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Breeze. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Let's go, let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10.
We want it. Come to my work. Quick. Watch the quick.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, Steelers. Mark 47. Here we go, Steelers.
Here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my Apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the third quarter now. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Brees going to throw. Caught on the left side by Ginn. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared.
On second and 11 now. Brees. That'll be complete to Cook. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Brees. And the pressure gets to Brees as he's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back. So
that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So Brees is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on fourth down.
You ain't got nothing.
They do go for it. It's Brees. And it is incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm willing to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it second and goal. Now Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, first and 10 at their own 22. Bree's now to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
And the Saints, first down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another first and 10. Washington now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one good for 26 and a first down. Breeze now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. To throw, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Rashard Matthews, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
Ready. Yellow lady, yellow lady. You can't block me. You can't block me. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Here's Breeze. This will be caught inside the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards the pickup there.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a second and goal. They run from the shotgun with Washington. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Breeze now on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 4 yards out. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 15 now. Cousins, and he'll be out right at the 35. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Here comes a big one as this crowd gets up making some noise. It's 3rd and short. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Cousins on 4th down. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down. And
look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
21. Hey, watch it.
Again, it's Kamara. It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Kill. That's right, baby. They don't want it. 55 is my guy. 55. Hey, Foxtrot. Hey, check.
Working from the gun. It's Breeze. He sets to fire deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 67 yards. And the Saints move back within a couple of the lead.
But they certainly aren't afraid to dial up the long ball, and fans dig the long ball. And they absolutely needed it, and guess what? They got it. How about that?
And now a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up.
Travis.
Here's Breeze to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd and 12, Cousins lets it fly. He's got a man, complete. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. A.J. Klein gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Weil now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Sherrills to return it. Well, nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
It's our time. It's our time.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. To throw is Breeze. Steps away to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The Saints on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Breeze. And Gibbs got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
That was a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
Yeah, they should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Ready. Yellow lady. Right there in the middle. 55. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Kill. Watch twist. Watch twist. Hey, easy. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. 55. Mike 55. Kill. Hey, Break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
Check.
5-9.
55.
Breeze to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Rashard Matthews, the intended target, and now it's third down.
Brings up third down and 6 yards to go.
Big third down. A field goal from this spot, 57 yards, as they hope to move it a little closer. Back to throw, Breeze. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. And we will get it. Timeout with 2 ticks left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. This from long, very long range. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you.